Why, hello, everyone. Hello. What is up, guys? If you don't know this voice by now, then why are you listening to this podcast on Apple Podcasts or Amazon Music Podcasts or this video form on YouTube? What is up, guys? This is James, aka Jimmy Pancakes 20, back here to do another video for you. And this one is the full Halloween Horror Nights Hollywood 2024 full lineup. So we know every single maze that's going to be at Halloween Horror Nights Hollywood. We know every single scare zone, and we know the one show that's going to be there. And then in a future video, I'm going to do a full breakdown of ticket prices and all that from the different ticket options you have. That's going to be coming later this week or next week. But of course, I'm not alone. If you guys follow me on my social media sites, you know I'm joined once again by my co-host. You know her, you love her, my mom Marsha. So mom, say hello.
Hello, everybody.
So mom, so what we're going to do is we're going to talk about each maze that's coming, where it's going to be located for people that don't know, and then talk about how we feel about the maze, because we haven't gone for the mazes yet. Opening night is about 2 weeks away on September 5th. So we're just going to talk about our feelings and what we think this maze is, if it's going to be good or not. So, you know, it's a pre-guess, because some mazes might do well that we say are do good, and some may not do so good.
Yeah.
So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, if you're ready, sit back, relax, and enjoy this episode of the full Halloween Horror Nights Hollywood 2024 full, like something. I don't know what to call it. Lineup, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. So, basically, Halloween Horror Nights, the dates, opening night is September 5th, which is a Thursday. And it's select nights through November 3rd. Now, you guys are wondering, wait a minute, James, did you just say November 3rd? Yes, ladies and gentlemen. After many years of them closing on the 31st as the closing night, the event has gotten so bigger that they have to extend until November 3rd. So the official closing night is not Halloween. It's not Halloween night. It's November 3rd. Your thoughts on that, Mom?
I'm excited they extended it, because a lot of people come from out of town, and if they can't make it like those days, they can go on closing night.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very excited that it's going to be on November 3rd.
Not Halloween.
Not Halloween night.
Yeah.
Because Halloween night gets really crazy there on the last night.
Yes. So I'm assuming a lot of people are going to go on the 31st thinking it might be closing night. And then November 3rd is the official closing night of Halloween Horror Nights. And then there's a bunch of different tickets that you can get, which I'm going to do a separate video on, a breakdown of all the ticket prices and all that in a separate video. So now let's talk about what's coming. So we are going to try to do this in order. This website, if you guys are watching this video on YouTube, this is discoveryuniversal.com. So it's owned by Universal, and they didn't put the mazes in order of where they were. So we're just going to go based on their list, and I will break down where all the mazes are going to be, so in case you guys don't know. But the very first one that they say is A Quiet Place. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, they are bringing A Quiet Place to not only Universal Studios Hollywood, but Orlando as well. So this is a shared property for both Orlando and Hollywood. The Hollywood version is going to be in the old Walking Dead attraction. So I've seen the first movie and the second movie. I did not see the prequel, which was A Quiet Place Day One. but I have seen the first two, so I will understand this maze. But I'm gonna rewatch them before going on opening night. But my co-host Marsha has never seen number one or number two, which we're gonna watch these together. You have not seen The Quiet Place number one or number two.
I thought I watched number one in the theater with you.
We never saw it in theaters.
Okay, so I never seen them. I gotta watch them then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought I saw it in theater. My mistake.
So your thoughts, Mom, just on everything that was announced and all the details that you have read. And John Murray did tweet out today that there are going to be live actors and there are going to be lots of animatronics and puppets for the monsters of the movie in this maze.
I'm very excited about The Quiet Place. Like I said, I'd never seen the movie, but I thought I did. But I'm very excited about this one. I heard the movie was really, really good. If they're going to have animatronics and puppets and live actors, it's going to be an amazing maze.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited about this one. James, your thought?
I'm very excited too. I'm just a little hesitant how they're going to do it. Because they said it's mostly going to be based off the first movie, and they're going to do a little bit of the second movie. So we're just going to have to see, because this is in the old Walking Dead attraction. But if it's the same layout as last year's maze, it wasn't that long. So I'm hoping that they redid that building from the inside, because I just want to say this for anyone that's been to Universal for a while. There was a rumor, and I cannot confirm or deny this, but the rumor is that they were going to gut whatever was left from the Walking Dead attraction and make it much bigger. So I'm hoping that's what they do. I hope that it's going to be a longer maze, because I felt like the last 2 years that we did something in the Walking Dead attraction, the mazes were so short. So I'm really hoping that this maze is long.
I'm hoping too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping for a longer maze in the Walking Dead attraction.
Mm-hmm. So, all right. So the next one that we're going to talk about is Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. So, I have not seen Frozen Empire yet. I was working at the movie theater when this movie came out, but you can now watch it on Netflix, which we will definitely be doing before we go to the event, so we can understand. This is the sequel to Afterlife, which was the first one that came out. Then they did Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. But they are doing it based off Frozen Empire. But I did hear that they're going to do a mix of some of the original movie in this thing. So I have no idea. But the facade from photos that I've seen and video is Ray's bookstore. I don't understand that. It's Ray's bookstore. That's the facade. And that's all I really know. And this maze is going to be located where the Chucky maze was last year in H-Lot 1. So, yeah. So, your thoughts, Mom?
I'm very excited. I liked all the Ghostbusters movies that I saw. So I'm really excited about this one. Even though I didn't see the movie.
We're going to watch it before we go to opening night.
I'm really excited. I love Ghostbusters movies. I saw almost all of them. So hopefully this will be a good maze.
Fingers crossed. Yeah. As I said, you can watch the movie. It's on Netflix right now. If you haven't seen it. But yeah. So I'm just hoping this maze is really good. All right, so the next one we're going to talk about is the other one that's on the H-Lot, which is a movie franchise that I grew up watching, as well as my co-host Marsha. This is about like the sixth time they have done this property at Halloween Horror Nights, or 5. It's either the 5th time or 6th time they have done it, which is Insidious, The Further. So I don't know what they're going to do, but the facade of this maze is the red demon lair from Insidious 1. That's what it looks like from the outside. And this maze is going to be the second maze on the H lot. And this is going where Universal Monsters, the Paris theme maze was last year. So, not really too much details on this one, except for what I've seen. They've been keeping it super quiet. So, this one I'm really hoping it's good. I've been rewatching all of the Insidious movies because we don't know which one they're going to do it based off. The latest one that came out was called The Red Door. So I don't know if it's based off that one. So we're just going to have to wait and see. So your thoughts, Mom?
I'm really excited about this one. I loved all those Insidious movies. This is the only one I haven't seen.
Well, no, this is not based off a movie.
Oh.
It's not based off a movie.
Okay, my mistake. I'm really excited about this maze because I watched all the other movies, and I'm hoping it's a mixture of all those other movies.
So, all of the Insidious movies.
Yeah, I hope it's a mixture of everything in those other movies.
But the only one that they really haven't done any scenes is from the newest one, which is called The Red Door.
Right.
So I'm hoping that we get scenes from that movie.
The Red Door and all the other ones, I hope it's a mixture of everything.
Yes. So
I'm really excited about this one.
Fingers crossed on this one. And this is, sorry. Yeah. So, the next one, this one was announced at Midsummer Scream by Mr. John Murdy himself. And this one is located on the T-pad. So, I used to work at Universal. I was a ride operator at Transformers. And this is the second year that they are using this location this is like the third year they are using this location for a maze. This year, it's Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Legend of Leatherface. Because, ladies and gentlemen, this year is the 50th anniversary of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And this maze is not based off any movie. It's an original story. And it's going to take way too long to talk about this maze. I recommend, I will put a link down below. In my Midsummer Scream Day 2 video, I filmed mostly all the panel, but I also put a link to another YouTuber. His name is Five Guys. He also filmed the entire panel. If you want to learn like everything you're going to see in this maze, I recommend looking the Halloween Horror Nights panel from Midsummer Scream 2024. There are so much details in this one, and that's really all I have to say. So I'm really excited to get into this maze. So, Mom, your thoughts?
I'm really excited. I can't believe Texas Chainsaw Massacre has been around for 50 years.
The original movie.
The original movie. I'm really excited about this one because the scenes we saw, or the characters we saw at Midsummer Scream on the HHN panel, look very, very scary. I'm excited, and I can't wait to see this one.
I really can't wait either. So, just one thing I want to say is you're going to see every single version of Leatherface from the original movie all the way up to the Netflix movie that came out in 2022. You're going to see every single version of Leatherface from every single movie.
I'm really excited about that too.
Yeah. So, yeah. So, we are going to move on to The Weeknd Triple Nightmare. This is the final maze that was announced for Hollywood, and this is an exclusive maze for Hollywood and also the Texas Chainsaw Massacre one. And I think Insidious is an exclusive one. And I think Ghostbusters is a shared property, but I don't remember. But The Weeknd Triple Nightmare Triple. So basically, about 2 years ago, we had The Weeknd in 2022. And it was based off his album After Hours. And I've seen all the music videos for that. I listened to that soundtrack. So it's going to be a mix of After Nightmare, FM, which is another album of his, and then he has a brand new album that came out this year, which is going to be it's of that one. I don't remember that title album. Let me see if I can find. So After Hours, Damn FM, and then I guess it's based off two of his albums. I really thought there was a third one, but I guess it's just based off two of them. Oh, plus a new horrifying tale. So I guess it's a new album he's working on, or it's something exclusive for Halloween Horror Nights. But yeah, so this is going to go in Soundstage 15. This is where the Weeknd Maze was in 2012, or no, in 2022, and also that soundstage is where Stranger Things was last year in 2023. So, your thoughts, Mom?
I'm very excited. I never listened to his music, but I really liked The Weeknd when it was there in
2022.
In 2022. So I'm looking forward for this maze. The characters scared me the last time The Weeknd was there. They were popping out left and right. So I'm excited about this maze.
So this is going to be like, it's going to be 3 stories
together. I'm excited about that, James.
I really am too. And they don't have the list of what songs they are using for this maze. So we're just going to have to wait and find out. Alright, so we have another maze that's exclusive. I mean, that's a shared property from Orlando and Hollywood. And this one is called Universal Monsters Eternal Bloodline. This was also another maze that was announced at Midsummer Screen by Mr. John Murdy himself. And this one is an all-female cast. So basically what they're doing is it's basically continuing kind of the story of Bride of Frankenstein from 2021, but it's going to also feature a female version of Van Helsing, or Dr. Van Helsing, from the original movies, which he's a vampire hunter. So you are going to meet his daughter, who is the last of the bloodline.
The last survivor of the bloodline.
Of the bloodline. You're also going to have the Bride of Frankenstein, and you're also going to have a female version of Dracula. I guess his daughter or one of his wives. Now, interesting where this maze is going to go. I'm going to preface this. If you are a fan of The Voice and you went to tapings all the way back from 2012 when it first started all the way up until COVID happened, you might know the soundstage that we're talking about. But also, this is the biggest soundstage on the Universal lot, and this is also where they film classic scenes for horror movies like Frankenstein, The Bride of Frankenstein, Jurassic Park. They built the entire set for the entire town of Whoville in this soundstage. They also did some scenes for Back to the Future in there. So, ladies and gentlemen, soundstage that's going to be in, Mom.
Soundstage 12.
Yes.
The biggest soundstage they have there on the lot.
And they are not using the soundstage that they used for The Exorcist last year in 2023 because it got so crowded in that location. So that's why only Texas Line's going to go there. And then they're using soundstage 12 for
the Internal Bloodlines.
Universal Monsters Internal Bloodline. So your thoughts, Mom, on it?
I'm really excited about this maze. I saw pictures that people were taking going on the tram. They're building something in there, but I'm not going to tell you what it is. You just have to wait.
You can just see the top of the facade. You can't really see into it. So, I think
I know what it is, but I'm not going to tell you.
Yeah, well, from the photos that I saw, and maybe you can tell me, because I've been trying to look at it, but it looks like a castle facade.
Same thing.
That's what it looks like to me, but...
I wasn't going to tell you, but it looks like a castle.
But we're just going to have to find out and see.
Right.
All right, so moving on to so let me give you a little backstory on this one. So this is an original maze that started all the way back in 2008 for Orlando.
Oh.
It was part of their story theme because in 2008 it was, or no, 2009. 2009. My mistake. 2009, they had Bloody Mary, and there's a whole backstory. And they did a maze called Dead Exposure, where it was basically you were blind and you couldn't see. It was part of one of the characters from the story of Bloody Mary. So they decided to bring this maze to Hollywood for the first time. So like Scarecrow the Reaping all the way back in 2021
right.
was also an original maze that started in Orlando. So
I didn't know that.
So they're bringing some Orlando properties to Hollywood.
Okay.
So this one is called Dead Exposure Death Valley. And if it's similar to what Orlando did back in the day, then this maze is going to be pretty good. I have not seen I haven't seen video of the maze from 2009, but I've seen a lot of photos of the facade and stuff, so it looks interesting. But this is an original story that's exclusively for Hollywood.
Okay.
But it's the concept that Orlando created all these years ago. Hollywood took that but did their own story to it. And this maze is located behind Revenge of the Mummy, where The Last of Us maze was last year.
Right.
So, your thoughts on this, Mom?
When I saw the facade, it looked really, really good. I'm excited about this one. If it's anything like the maze James said in Orlando, because they do like fantastic mazes over there, I'm really excited about this one. Mm-hmm. Your thoughts, James?
Yeah, similar. I've seen photos of like the facade and stuff from 2009 and stuff like that. So hopefully it's going to be really, really good. Ooh. All right. I guess let me just make sure. Yeah, so we're down to our final maze. And this is a returning maze that this is exclusive to Hollywood. Last year in 2023, they did a maze called Monstros, The Nightmare of Latin America. And it was based off three
legends in Latin America.
And so it did so well last year that they decided to do a sequel to it called Monstros 2, The Nightmares of Latin America. So this is the
second version of it.
But if you thinking this is going to be the same characters that you saw last year, no, it's three new characters, three new legends from Latin America.
We don't know what they are.
We don't know what they are. They didn't really give too much detail on it. And this is going in the same place where it was last year. It's going to be in Persian Courtyard. So, your thoughts, Mom?
I'm really excited. I really liked the maze last year. It's new characters. I can't wait to see them. Last year's maze scared the crap out of me. I think this one will do it again to me this year.
Right.
I'm really excited about it, and I can't wait to see it. Your thoughts, James?
I really can't wait to see it too. Just looking at this poster, it looks like it's a scarecrow, some guy in a Mexican hat, and then like some kind of werewolf. These are the three new characters, but we don't know what their backstory is or anything.
John Murray never said.
They never said anything what it is. All right, so now we're going to move on to the Terror Tram. And this one is very interesting. It's all themed to Blumhouse movies. It's called Terror Tram Enter the Blumhouse. So they're going to have different characters, like from The Purge, Freaky, Megan, The Black Phone. And
maybe Night Swim?
Maybe Night Swim. No. That was a Blumhouse thing. So it's going to be different characters. And we've seen constructions of the Terror Tram, and it looks like we're going to have a different pathway this year. But we are not going to go into Jupiter's Claim. That is going to be an exclusive thing for VIP people only. Mm-hmm. So we are not doing Jupiter's Claim, so that's why they're trying to make the area that we're using, which is the same area, much bigger.
Right.
So your
We've seen some construction buildings going up, so we don't know exactly where each movie's going to be on the Terror Tram.
Or what it's going to be.
But I'm really excited. I like all the Blumhouse movies. But I'm really excited. What about you, James?
I'm really excited too. I really can't wait to see the Terror Tram this year. They've done The Purge in the past on the Terror Tram. They've done, other Blumhouse things, but to have like a collage of different Blumhouse movies all in the same place, I think the Terror Tram is going to be really good, but we're just going to have to wait and see.
I'm really excited to see what they're going to put on the Terror Tram, what movies, what stations. So I'm really excited.
Right. So now we're going to move on to entertainment. So I want to apologize, guys. They have not announced anything for Shrek or for In Kung Fu Panda. As of right now, and today's date is Wednesday, August 21st, 2024. They still have not released anything that's going to be in Kung Fu Panda. I don't think at this point we're going to have anything in Kung Fu Panda, as far as I know. but you never know. There are sometimes late announcements, but I'm going to say right now, 75% we're not going to have anything in Kung Fu Panda.
I don't think so either.
So
they would have announced it by now.
So we only have one show, and it's a returning show from last year. It's going to be in the Waterworld venue. It's the Purge Deadliest Waters. And I'm just taking a guess it's probably going to be the same show. Most likely. So if you saw the show last year, this is probably something you should skip. But for me, because, I review every year Halloween Horror Nights, and especially going this year, I'm going to have to see The Purge at least one time to see if it's the same show or if it's going to be something different on one of the nights that we are going. And we're planning to go to Horror Nights 3 times, which we're going to talk about at the end of this video/podcast. But yeah, that is your one show for this year. So, your thoughts, Mom?
You really want me to say? I'm not too happy with the show coming back. I had enough of The Purge. But if it's a different show, then I will enjoy it. I'll just have to wait and see to give my review. Mm-hmm. But right now, I'm not too happy, but we can't do anything about it.
Right.
Your thoughts, James?
I think you nailed right on the head. If it's a different show, it's going to be good. But if it's the same show, it's not going to be good.
No.
Yeah. All right. So now we're going to move on to our final section before we talk about the dates that we're going to Halloween Horror Nights, which are the scare zones. So usually they have about 3 scare zones. Usually there's the front of the park, there is New York Street, and then there's French Street. But for this year, they have 4 scare zones that they have announced. We know where 3 of them are going to go. At this point, we don't know where this 4th one's going to go. And we are trying to figure it out. If anyone in the comments knows where this 4th scare zone's going to go, let us know. Because we are scratching our heads trying to figure it out. And we'll let you know which one it is when we get to it. So, at the front of the park, all the way up to New York Street, it's the Chainsaw Guys. Every year they have chainsaws that greet you. No go-go dancers this year. They got rid of them basically in 2017, and they haven't been back. I don't think they are going to come back, but you never know, maybe in the future. But the first scare zone is called Chainsaw Punks. It's basically going to be people in punk outfits and with spiky hair and mohawks and all that things that punk people wear. Your thoughts?
It's going to be really good. I can't wait to see the costumes that they're going to wear. But I always like the Chainsaw Guys in the front. Mm-hmm. They always scare me.
Right. All right. So now this is the scare zone that we do not know where it's going to go. This was also announced right after Midsummer Scream. It's called Murder of Crows. So the stilt walking crows are back. And I'm assuming because this is an official scare zone, they're going to probably have people not on stilts as well. But I can tell you this, it's not going to go on New York Street, and it's not going to go on French Street. And they can't put anything on Pet's Place that used to be known as Baker Street back in the day. Because that's where the line queues go for the Monstros and the Quiet Place. So, I have absolutely no idea where Murder of Crows are going to go.
I was thinking it's going to be downstairs.
On the lower lot.
On the lower lot. That's the only place I could think of where it's going to be.
But who knows at this point?
Yeah.
Who knows? If anyone knows, please let us know. So the next Scare Zone, this is going to be on New York Street. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, about a day ago, thanks to a YouTuber called JP Land, he did confirm that the Flaming Towers are back on New York Street. So they have not gone away. The Flaming Towers are back on New York Street.
I'm excited about the Flaming Towers.
Yeah, so this Scare Zone is going to be called Skull Lords. Skull Lords. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Really not too much detail, but it's basically going to be Gothic kings and queens and their royal court. So, not really too much details of what the characters are going to be wearing and stuff like that. But this is going to be on New York Street. And last year, every about 15 to 20 minutes on New York Street, they did an opening ceremony, and they did it throughout the night. So I wonder if they're going to do an opening ceremony in this Scare Zone. I would love to see it if they do it.
I would love to see it too, but I'm really excited about this one. It sounds really good.
Yes. So. And now we come to our final Scare Zone, which was announced at Monsterpalooza. It's called Luchador Monstruos. It's basically going to be evil good wrestlers and evil bad wrestlers as monster forms. And there is a ring that's built on French Street. Mm-hmm. They have a couple of dummies in cages. There's some platforms that I saw that maybe performers are going to stand on. You can maybe take a photo with them. But after you leave Montrose 2, this leads you right into French Street, and you have to go for the Scare Zone to get out, because once you go out, most people will exit and try to go to Super Silly Funland. That area, so Despicable Me and Super Silly Funland is going to be closed, and they have a gate that barricades that area during Halloween Horror Nights. You have to go through the Scare Zone and head back to where animal actors used to be, towards like the Universal Plaza. So that's pretty much all of the Scare Zone. So, Mom, your thoughts on this one?
I like it because it ties in with the Latin America theme. Once we see the maze, we'll see more Latin America people in the Scare Zone. That's what I like. It's tied in with the maze.
Right.
And that's what I like. We get this scare, and we get the Scare Zone scare. That's what I like.
Yeah. And this one is themed to Mexican wrestlers.
That's why it's tied in with the maze.
Yep. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, before we wrap up this video / podcast, I know everyone wants to know, what dates are we going to Halloween Horror Nights? Well, I can tell you right now. So, we will be there on opening night on September 5th, which is a Thursday. We will be there on opening night. Then we're planning to go back at the end of September, which is going to be like the 26th. We're planning to go around that time. We are planning to go back to somewhere in October, which is a different theme, which we did not go to last year, or a different Halloween event that we did not go to last year. And in a couple of days, well, actually tomorrow, they are going to be releasing everything that's going to be at this certain event. I'll give you a clue. It's close to Disneyland. That's the clue of the event. If people can figure that out, then we'll figure it out. But I will talk about the date that we're going to. That one is in October. And we're also planning to go to a different one which is located in Griffith Park, also in October, I'll give you a little clue. You're sitting down, and there's a certain vehicle that pulls you. That's the clue for this one, and it's located in Griffith Park. Mm-hmm. And then we're also going to go back to Halloween Hornets on closing night, September 3rd. November 3rd. So the dates that we're planning to go back to Hollywood is September. We're going to
opening night,
which is September 5th. We're planning to go back September 26th, and then closing night
November 5th.
November 3rd. So, and I will answer people's questions if they can figure out the clue for the other two events that we're planning to go to in October. So
that's all the hints we're going to give you.
That's all the hints that we're going to give you. All right, guys, so we're going to wrap up this video. I want to thank everyone for watching. It was fun. Now you know where everything is. So please, down at the comments below, please let me know what is your favorite maze that you're looking forward to or scare zone, and are you guys happy about the Purge Stunt Show coming back, or did you want something else? So I want to thank my co-host Marsha.
You're welcome. Always a pleasure
to join me again for this video / podcast. And in the next couple of days, we're going to be doing another video, which is going to be talking about the hint again for the event that we're going to do a full video talking about it. Is close to Disneyland. That's the hint for it. So that video will be coming out in a couple of days. You can follow my co-host, my mom Marsha, on her social media sites. You can follow her on Twitter, aka X, and Instagram, and you can follow me on my social media sites on my Facebook page, my Twitter /X, my Instagram, and my new social media site, which is TikTok. So we'll see you in a couple of days for our next video / podcast coming out. And Mom, any final thoughts before we wrap up?
I'm just excited about Halloween Horror Nights. A lot of good mazes, a lot of good scare zones. I just got to see about the show. I'm not too excited about the show right now, but if it's different, I will like it. And I can't really wait to go. I always like the Halloween events.
Yes. All right, guys. So we're going to see what mazes are good, which ones are bad. So thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. You have a great morning, good morning, afternoon, evening, or late night whenever you're watching this video or listening to the podcast on Apple Podcasts or Amazon Music Podcast. My name is James. I was your host, my co-host Marsha, and we'll see you guys for the next video / podcast coming soon.